President Joe Biden continues his overseas trip today, meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. He is set to deliver remarks about the summit in just a few minutes. We will bring you that live when it happens.
And a crash caused a traffic headache on the west side this morning. What we know about the incident so far.
Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
Justice for baby James. That is what the family of James Chavez were protesting this morning outside the Bexar County Courthouse.
This gathering held as Delaney Chavez, James's mother, is set to have a hearing today and could possibly be released.
Erica Hernandez is joining us live now in the studio with the latest on this case. Erica?
Yeah, we are still awaiting that hearing to take place in the 144th District Court this morning. Outside the courthouse, family made sure it was known that they were not happy about the possibility of Chavez's release. She is currently being held only on a charge of tampering with evidence in the death of her son, James. His remains were found back in April inside a mobile home he lived in with Delaney, but had been missing since January. Marisol Benavides Gomez, James's great aunt, told us this morning that a family member got a call recently from Delaney's attorney saying how she could be released in the coming weeks.
Her silence has shown me no other reason to believe that she's guilty. And for her to have the opportunity to walk with me and you next to each other, you know, that's just disgusting. I'm not saying that I'm wishing her ill will, but she is safer in there than she is out here.
Benavides Gomez and others have been outside the courthouse all morning and planned on continuing to be there every time a hearing takes place for Delaney. Now, as for that hearing, last we heard is that Delaney's attorney and the state were meeting and the hearing would take place when they were done. We will have the latest as soon as that happens. For more, just head to KSAT.com. David, Ursula.
Thank you, Erica. Also new at noon, for 2 hours, State Highway 211 or Texas Research Parkway between Highway 90 and Petrenko Road in West Bexar County shut down in both directions this morning. This after a driver in a white SUV and a driver in a gray truck crashed. That accident happened around 8 this morning. The woman in the SUV was airlifted to Bamsey with several cuts and broken bones. The man driving the truck was taken via ambulance to University Hospital with similar injuries. Both were in stable condition. The sergeant on scene says considering the damage to both vehicles, he's thankful the drivers are going to be okay.
We believe that, based on what we've seen, it was more of a sideswipe, but obviously you can see due to the extent of the crash. But again, pending further investigation, that will give us an idea of how the event occurred.
Some residents of the Briggs Ranch neighborhood had to pull over on Texas 211 during the 2 hours to wait to get access to their homes. The road has now opened back up.
Border security once again on the agenda for Governor Greg Abbott. He is set to discuss it during a news conference a little bit later this afternoon. The governor plans to talk about his plan for the Texas-Mexico border wall. He says he wants Texas to build its own wall. The Texas Tribune is reporting that Abbott says he'll utilize crowdfunding as a way to help pay for the construction. Abbott also said he'll provide a link so that anyone across the country can contribute to building this wall. You can watch the governor's remarks this afternoon at 3 o'clock. We will be live streaming this on KSAT.com.
The much anticipated summit between President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin has concluded after nearly 3 hours. Putin has already addressed the media, and we are now waiting for President Biden to hold his press conference. In the meantime, ABC's Karen Travers has more on the meeting itself from Geneva.
With that handshake, the high-stakes summit between President Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin getting underway here in Geneva. The first meeting taking place in a library inside an 18th century villa. Just the presidents, their top diplomats, and translators.
Can he move?
It was a chaotic scene. Reporters from the U.S. and Russia scrambling to capture images of the two presidents and trying to get them to answer questions.
And I hope that our meeting will be productive.
I said outside, I think it's always better to meet face to face.
The White House setting low expectations for today's meetings. President Biden says he wants to set the U.S.-Russia relationship on a new path forward, something more stable, more predictable. As for Putin, just having this meeting is considered an achievement. It puts the Russian president in the global spotlight, side by side with the fifth consecutive American president. Over the past week in Europe, the president's heard from key U.S. allies about what they want him to bring up at today's summit. Administration officials say the president will push Putin on cybersecurity, Russian election interference, human rights, and Ukraine.
I'm going to make clear to President Putin that there are areas where we can cooperate if he chooses.
President Biden's expected to raise with Putin the detentions in Russia of two former U.S. Marines, Trevor Reed and Paul Whelan, the families of both in recent days releasing audio recordings. This is Reed pleading with President Biden to help him get home.
I spent my whole life in the service of my country, and I would appreciate it if my country would help to bring me home in this difficult situation back to my family.
President Biden told ABC in March that Vladimir Putin was a killer. He notably did not repeat that assessment in the lead up to this summit. Instead, the president called Putin tough, bright, and a worthy adversary. Karen Travers, ABC News, traveling with the president in Geneva.
And once again, we are waiting to hear from President Biden shortly as he delivers his thoughts following his meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, and we will be bringing you that live when it happens.
Tomorrow, San Antonio City Council is set to vote on whether it will accept money from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. San Antonio's Metro Health District awarded just over $26 million, according to the CDC. The grant is intended to reduce health disparities, improve testing and contact tracing, and enhance services to underserved communities. It's part of a bigger two-year, $2.25 billion investment in jurisdictions across the nation, including Austin, Houston, Dallas, and El Paso. After the vote, San Antonio City Council will then have to decide how best to use the money.
$1 billion. That's the financial deficit CPS Energy is facing after that deadly winter storm back in February. And the KSAT defenders have learned the utility has spent over $2.5 million in outside fees to fight bills. According to newly released records, the utility has paid 5 outside law firms for storm-related legal work. It paid more than $1 million to CPS Energy's lead counsel in its ongoing lawsuit against ERCOT. CPS sued ERCOT, claiming the organization allowed power companies to be overcharged for energy. CPS officials have also filed close to 20 lawsuits against natural gas providers, claiming these companies price gouged during the winter blast. You can read more about this story on KSAT.com.
ERCOT continuing to urge people, meantime, to limit their electricity use. However, the heat is not going to let up this week. If you're looking for a place to cool down, there are more cooling centers now opening up. Bexar County announcing they are opening the doors on their cooling centers. County officials say they're going to stay open until further notice. This is in addition to the city's cooling centers that will be open through Friday. We have an entire list. It's posted on KSAT.com.
That system in the Gulf starting to get a little better organized. Chances are it becomes a tropical depression here next couple days. We'll have the latest track and let you know when our next rain chance is coming up.
A man whose life was cut short honored with a mural. After the break, his mother explains what the work of art means to her. They say a lot, sometimes without a single word. Images painted on walls all over town, they aim to tell a story. But if murals were a book, they would only be the cover page. Katrina Weber gives us a look at the story that's behind some of them, starting with one mural on the city's west side. It's part of a brand new series we're calling If These Walls Could Talk.
He was always smiling. Every picture, he would just laugh, and his laugh was off the wall.
That ever-present smile of Jennifer Cifuentes' son is on the wall now at West Commerce and Southwest 29th. The painted image of Gabriel Blue Riojas, forever 20 years old, calls attention not only to his death, but the way he lived.
People stop by at night, or some friends that he has from out of town, they'll stop by and they came by to see him.
Cifuentes says her oldest child made an unforgettable impression on people everywhere. The Healy Murphy High School graduate knew early on what he wanted to do with his life.
One day he was like, I'm cutting hair, can you buy me some clippers? And I was like, I hope you're not messing up these kids' hair.
She says it wasn't long before he made a name for himself. At 16, the youngest barber at Guzman's barber shop. Cifuentes says people would line up for hours for one of his specialty cuts.
He'd cut hair sometimes for the kids from the neighborhood for free. He also won numerous barber battles and contests.
In 2015, Gabriel's life was cut short. He was shot by a security guard in a parking lot near Loop 410 in Ingram. His family later won an undisclosed out-of-court settlement. A friend paid him honor by painting the mural. Each one of these images represents something from Gabriel's life. He was one of only a few barbers to still use the straight-edge razor, and the rose and clock are tattoos that he had on his arm.
The cardinal just came about because obviously they say cardinals are angels.
Cifuentes says it's the perfect depiction of Gabriel, one that brings her peace every time she sees it. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Outside with Live Cam. Man, we've sung this song and danced this dance all week long, haven't we?
Well, look at that. We can't even find a cloud today.
It's humid, hot.
At least we got some rain yesterday. At least some of us did. There were some good downpours at the airport. We picked up a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind with some of those storms yesterday, too. The aquifer down 0.8 of a foot to 667.6. It's on its way down. We could use some more rain around here. And looking at the pollen count, mold's jumped up a little bit, moderate 680, grass is low. We're still watching what's going on in the Gulf, and some rain chances show up next week. We'll take a look coming up.